Dad's resignation from PSG wasn't the only big job coming up, because Jurgen Klopp's move to Newcastle meant the Italian champions and Coppa Italia winners Inter Milan were without a manager. So of course, a perfect role for Dad to apply for immediately. However, Dad wasn't the only interested party, and I couldn't help but apply for it too. They have a much better side than my Napoli team right now. And of course, it would also be a roadblock for my dad. The Inter Milan board contacted me first and invited me in for an interview as well. Dad was getting quite worried because the unemployed Tuchel took the PSG job, so there was no free slot that opened up. But not too long later, Inter Milan also invited him to Milan for an interview. And would you believe it? They actually approached Dad to become their manager, while telling me I had been unsuccessful, which prompted a lot of messages from my dad. So he got the contract signed, and a lot more than what he was on at PSG as well, and set out on his first day at his new job, probably with a very smug look on his face, with his first task being replacing the right back who was leaving from his current team, and bringing along his old assistant manager to help him on his new venture to conquer Italy. But then a new twist to the tale that left us with mixed reactions. That's right, the Real Madrid boss of 8 years, Carlo Ancelotti, finally retired from management, leaving the role at one of the biggest clubs in the world free for me to apply for, which the fans in Madrid were very pleased with, and seeing me as the leading candidate. And a couple of weeks later, I was invited to Madrid for an interview. Now who's laughing, father? But my dad has one last trick up his sleeve: to sign Real Madrid striker Endrick before the new manager, hopefully me, was announced, as well as signing Frank Kessie again. Finally, Real Madrid approached me, but was it in time to cancel the Endrick transfer from Dad or not? Dad, congratulations, you're the manager of Inter Milan.
They wanted me, they didn't want you.
They didn't want me, no. But I'm pleased.
Oh, well, yeah, you just scarper it because I'm in the country.
So, the butterfly effect happened again.
Yeah.
You got the Inter Milan job, despite me applying for it as well. I think they just didn't want to pay the compensation fee to get me out of Napoli. That's probably what it was. You were a free agent.
They went for the better manager, and you
were
know
a free agent. So I'll just take you instead.
I just went the whole season unbeaten, mate.
Yeah. So you got the Inter Milan job, and right after that,
I tell you, you are spawny as hell. You are.
Carlo Ancelotti announced his retirement. So it was obvious. I had to apply, and I got the job.
Of course you did.
I'm now the manager of Real Madrid. So I need to go back to Italy at some point, because I haven't
That's
finished.
the problem.
I haven't done anything there.
I mean, the ideal thing would be to do now is for me to finish off Italy, and then when you move, I'll drop in your spot again.
You're just going to keep in my shadow.
Yeah.
Just keep going to the places.
Can you build up a good team for me so I can just come along in the league again?
So let's have a look at the team I've got and the players that I've sold and bought. Okay, so I did spend quite a lot of money, but I also sold £201 million. Now, Dad tried to sign my striker, Endrick, before I got there. I got the job just as the deal was going through, and I weighed up my options, and I thought, let him have him. Let him have him. I could have cancelled it there and then. I was generous.
After you said, I'm going to keep him, didn't you? And I was going, you sod. You like that, didn't you?
I'm going to cancel it. I could have cancelled the deal, but I didn't. I decided to be fair. They had offered, they accepted the deal. I would never have accepted 100 million.
To be honest with you, if you remember rightly, I mucked myself up, didn't I? Because I'd already put in for him before you'd got the job.
Yeah.
The deal was going through, but I bought another player that took the funds away.
Yeah.
And now I had to delay his fee.
Delay it twice.
And that's what allowed you to be in time to cancel it.
Yeah.
And I was gutted when I thought, oh no, you're not.
But you do have some player,
Yeah.
Endrick. He's 23 years of age. He's an unbelievable talent. So to get him from Real Madrid is a big acquisition at Inter Milan. Really, he's got 3 and 3 for you already. 17 goals he got last season, but they were only playing him in kind of bit parts. 26 games that they had played him. But I weighed up my options and I thought, I'm going to buy other players. Not better. I don't think I found better players. That's the only downside. I thought I'll go in there I'll just buy better players. I actually had an idea of getting Osimhen from PSG, but the money was way too much. I thought, no, I need to strengthen other positions. I also sold their other striker, Karim Adeyemi, to Manchester City. Now, although he has cracking pace, I don't think the rest of his attributes are that great. And he didn't do very well last season either. So I was happy to get 77 million in total for him. Zinchenko was still there. 28 million pound for a 32-year-old is not bad. Borges also went back to Portugal. And I brought in some very good talent for cheap cost, I think, including Dressel, who is 21 years of age, from Austria. 21 million. That's not bad at all.
It's a bargain, isn't it?
Yeah, he is absolutely cracking. Gets into opposition area. Very
now.
good player. Yeah, he's already over 100 million. So that was a good acquisition to start off with. I also bought Nico Schlotterbeck. Their main weaknesses was defense. They had very poor defenders, I think. Their midfield is the best midfield we've ever seen.
Oh, yeah.
They still have Tchouaméni, still have Eduardo Camavinga, and of course, Jude Bellingham. And like the backups like Valverde, who's be world class anywhere else. Their defence needed some work, so I brought in Schlotterbeck, who, for the money of £73 million release clause, was a steal. There was another talent that I could not get just simply because he had just signed a new deal he had signed for them in the January. And it's this man from Chelsea. He is phenomenal.
Yeah.
I've never seen a centre-back like it for just 20 years of age, but he wouldn't move, and that was really frustrating me. So anyway, I went elsewhere, and I got myself Schlotterbeck instead. I signed Nuno Mendes at left-back because I sold Zinchenko. That was my most expensive one, and I say overpay. They're not going to accept anything less. It's PSG, so not overpay, but I've got one of the best left-backs in the world now. So yeah, it's a good buy, I think. Your old boy, Buonani.
Yeah.
67 million
I trained this guy to be what he is.
He is, yeah, he did indeed. He's now 24 years of age and he is still phenomenal. He's got me 3 goals already in 4 games. Peter Ratkov from Leipzig. This was my replacement striker. I know he's not amazing. Endrick is certainly a better player, so in hindsight, maybe keeping Endrick would have been a better play for me. But we can work with him, definitely. He's got good pace, likes to beat the offside trap. He's strong. He's 6'4". Yeah, I'm happy. And then finally, Jared Brandt. I never thought I'd buy an Everton player. Jared Branthwaite. He's actually class on here, to be fair. Ignore the downward arrows. He's actually really good. He's good with both feet. 6'5", great jumping reach. Yeah, £61 million again release clause. So for the price of both of those defenders combined was like the price that I would have to pay if I wasn't an elite defender, wouldn't it?
Yeah,
it was like people were asking 160 million and then rejecting it.
Yeah,
and
that's
I was
right.
like, what? I couldn't believe it. So I ended up going for 2 cheaper options at centre back instead. Now, tactically, I'm set up like this. It's a little bit weird, but it is kind of a 4-3-3. We've got the centre midfield on attack, which is going to be Jude Bellingham. And he is fantastic, and he's already my top scorer so far with 5 goals in 4 games. Buonani, I want to nail in that position alongside Branthwaite. We've got winger on attack here, which is going to be Vinicius Jr. And if I did best 11 pick without of that, you can see the 2 options where I would put obviously Chalobah. I don't want Chalobah playing at centre back. I think the Branthwaite is way better, and Buonani I think is just slightly better than Dressel in what I want him to be. I want him to be the shadow striker, and look how good he was for you.
Yeah.
I mean, 17th pace off the ball, and he's great at finishing. I think it was here you had him, and you or it actually might have been these 2 here, and you were class with him. So that's what I want him for. The rest of their lineups, very good indeed. I didn't need to change too much.
I think
Courtois still there too.
He's done most of his danger in assisting as well. I think his assist was absolutely amazing as well, wasn't it?
Yeah, so yeah, I'm very much happy with this side. However, I did lose the first game to Osasuna 1-0.
You used all over the place with that one, wouldn't you?
I have changed tactics since, because it was a very I was trying things to see what I could work, because as much as it's like, oh my god, you've got the best midfield ever, finding a team which would fit all of these positions then was really hard, because I was trying to find like a diamond formation where I could also play Valverde, because he's still class. And they have got good backups in Illich as well. So I thought, well, I've got backups as well. Edson Alvarez is at the club. Maybe I can do that. And then I just thought I'm just going to have to just bench one of them at the detriment of losing results, unfortunately. So Camavinga and Tchouaméni still in the lineup. Bellingham's also there as well. And yeah, I lost to Osasuna 1-0 first game of the season. Then I beat Valencia, only just, 9-1. And Jude Bellingham scored 4. So he also scored in a win against Villarreal. But then I lost to Barcelona.
The big one.
Jared Branthwaite's first game, scores an own goal.
Hell of a player.
Yeah. And my old player, who I had at Newcastle, was it Newcastle I had him at? Yeah, I think it was. Yeah, I bought him for 106, didn't I? Yeah. He scored an own goal for me. It was like, he gave me a wink after. And then 2 minutes later, Brantthwaite. It did the Jonathan Woodgate, didn't he?
Yeah.
Score an own goal on his debut. So we have also, for you eagle-eyed viewers, we've got each other in the Champions League. How funny. At the Bernabeu as well. So, yeah, we're going to collide in the Champions League, which is quite funny. So, Dad, let's have a look to see what you've been doing over in Italy after I deserted the country. You had quite a good window, to be fair.
Yeah.
You sold quite a lot. There was a few that had already gone out, but if you have a look by date, you did sell quite a lot of players. Lucas Torreira, 35 million for a 33-year-old was a good deal for you. I think your backup right back was another 27 million. Backup goalkeeper, 10 million. You know how much you love goalkeepers.
Well,
you had Lucas Paqueta, you sold it for 30.
I was just getting rid of the players that I just felt that I would never use.
Yeah.
Just to create a bit more of a transfer budget.
They had a bloated squad too, didn't they?
Oh, massive it was, wasn't it? Yeah, definitely, yeah.
So you've done quite well, I think, to churn
There's a lot of deadwood there, so got rid of it.
And you spent 214 million. Now, all of these were done before you got here. Of course, your first one that came through wasn't actually Endrick, actually. No. It was Heitor at Chelsea.
Yeah.
Good right back, to be fair. Yeah. And you couldn't register him to begin with.
No.
The non-EU. So you ended up selling a non-EU player so he could be registered. Alisson came through the door.
Well, I had to get a really good keeper.
Pick up, yeah.
I do like having a top quality goalkeeper.
Before I left Napoli, by the way, my one and only signing was Ederson in goal. I was like, oh, Christ, I'll get Ederson in goal. That should hopefully win me the title.
And then you was gutted because you wanted to sign him with Real Madrid.
Yeah, I needed a goalkeeper at Real Madrid. Courtois not very good anymore, and I could not find one. So that was
I was pleased with that signing.
Then you got this. Never heard of him.
Then I got onto the phone.
Yeah,
mate, I need to win the league. Do you fancy coming with me? We won the league together with Chelsea. I'll be their boss.
Yeah.
Here he is.
Here he is.
Frank Kessie.
His second son, Frank Kessie, turned up again. He's only just signed for 2 seasons he's had at Barcelona. He's been there twice. Signed for Barcelona for 37, came to you for 25.
I mean, you look at him now. Look, for 25 million, that's still a bargain, though, for what he can do.
It's still good, yeah.
He's still a good player, isn't he?
Yeah, 32. He'll win the league, piss off again.
Yeah, that's all I need him for.
It.
He won the league for me at Chelsea.
Yeah, he did.
Do it again.
Yeah, in 1 season. So fair enough. Okay. Frank Kessie in the door. Then, of course, that's when you got Endrick.
Yeah.
£100 million. So that's your strike force of Endrick and Lautaro Martinez sorted. And Eduardo Bove, and this was a smart move, I think, weakening an opposition in Roma, taking their best midfielder.
Well, I spoke to Jose Mourinho, and he knew he was out the door, so he said, buy this player first before I go.
Yeah. Model citizen, 27, very good player. Okay. Tactically then, Dad, talk us through what the hell is this?
Well, I wanted to be a little bit solid in midfield because I knew I had Frank Kessie to be in the middle of there.
Yeah.
I've got the 2 boys up front. The attacking midfielder as well is a good player.
He's
as well.
very good, isn't he?
So I had to get him in there as well.
Yeah.
And my winger's a good winger as well.
Yeah, Gonzalez is class.
So he's going to get the balls over there for me. So I knew I had a good winger in the team. So I thought change the formation to have a winger in it. So that's what I just done. Just change that a little bit.
Yeah.
I mean, my defence is really good, I think. So.
Yeah, you got Barella as well, who's one of the best centre defensive.
I mean, him sat just in front of them. My defence as well. I think it's brilliant, isn't it?
Yeah. Yeah, it's a good team. Yeah. Good lineup. Let's have a look then. Your schedule so far, all green.
Looking good, isn't it?
Yeah. You only played 3 games, but 3 games that you've played are difficult.
Atlanta are a good side.
Yeah.
They're a good side. I mean, I weakened Roma. So went there and took the points off them.
Beat them 2-0.
But that was the biggest result I was pleased.
Stuff
you just don't know what they're going to be like, Juve, do you?
No.
So that's the one I was pleased to get in the bag. Really.
I agree, yeah. My Napoli team, they had to hire somebody else after I departed. Ancelotti's come in, who won the league, of course, with Cologne.
Well, after me and you moved, there was no big sort of move around. It was players, it was managers that was unemployed and
that's right,
coming from smaller teams, wasn't it?
Yeah.
So it didn't create anything really big, did it?
Tuchel took the job at PSG, didn't he?
Yeah.
Who had been without a job for a couple of seasons. So that doesn't help.
Real Madrid, the Atletico. What am I saying now? The Real Madrid manager, he just retired, didn't he?
So, yeah, Carlo gone, yeah. And obviously we're in the 2029, so it's not a Euros or a World Cup. Like 2030, there probably will be some managed movements because of the World Cup.
Yeah.
So we'll probably expect something happening there. But yeah, Napoli, after I signed Ederson for them, and they already had Nicholas Jackson come in, they did go and spend a little bit more money, but not too much. They're in 3rd place right now. So be interesting to track to see how they do, my old side against you. But right now, you're in the lead.
Yeah, I'm happy with that. Good start.
let's see then how you do in Italy and how I do in Spain, and see how this season plays out. Starting off with that huge fixture at the Bernabeu in the Champions League. A trophy neither of us have won yet.
Yeah, that's right, yeah.
Let's see what happens. So what a summer, and how ironic that we face each other anyway despite me moving to another country. But an outstanding game of football was played at the Bernabeu, with the halftime score being 2-1 after Jude Bellingham's goal. Second half, the ball bounced off the post and came to be an own goal from Alisson, and that may have looked to kill the game off, but Dad's Inter Milan side were determined to not leave Madrid empty-handed, and the Argentine winger Nicolas Gonzalez claimed man of the match as he scored 2 fairly late goals to help Inter Milan claw it back to 3-3, leaving things in the balance between us once again. At the turn of the new year though, I am chasing down a very good Barcelona team, 4 points ahead of me in La Liga, but the surprise package is that Jude Bellingham is top of the goal scoring charts with 15 so far. He has been the best player in Europe from centre midfield by a country mile, scoring or assisting nearly every match. However, Dad was in a 5-team title race at the halfway point, but also having the top 3 highest scorers in the league. And he started bullying teams near the end of the season with his Inter Milan team. But his main rivals AC Milan could be the ultimate villain this season. A point ahead of Inter in the league with 3 games to go after already knocking Dad out of the Champions League quarter-final, and with them being Dad's opponent in the Coppa Italia final as well. But AC Milan then face a familiar face in the semi-final of the Champions League, me. And in the first leg alone, my Real Madrid team completely destroyed them 4-0, and at the Bernabeu, leaving them with no hope of a comeback in the second leg. But I had my own problems with my own rivals, in fact. Because Barcelona was relentless, and despite Jude scoring 25 league goals, Barcelona were running away with the La Liga title. And that is also who I was about to face in the Champions League final. But first, Dad pulled off another comeback. Well, the season ended, Dad, and you're champions. Fair play, right at the end as well. You were second for ages in behind AC Milan.
I was just chasing Milan all the time.
Yeah, they had a bad end, love.
Yeah.
You won by 4 points.
They slipped up right at the death and just let me in.
Yeah. That's mental. They led for over half the season.
Yeah.
Well, the second half of the season. Picked them up the post.
I went top 2 weeks at the end.
So they lost to Hellas Verona at home.
Yeah.
And that's cost them the league. And then they drew with Fiorentina.
Yeah.
On the final day to put up a fight, but obviously you won both your games. Your last 2 games you won 2-0. So fair play. You've gone and won something in your first season in Italy, something I couldn't do. Oh my god, the player statistics, you dominated.
Yeah.
Lautaro Martinez with 29, Nicolas Gonzalez with 23, Endrick, what a waste of money that was, 20 goals. He did have the highest average rating in the league though. DeMarco had the second highest, and he had the highest amount of assists. Obviously you gave him that left hand flank for him to bomb down, and he's done that, and he's done very well for you. Profondi obviously in second in the assists as well. That's great to see. Well done. What about though?
What about Napoli though?
Napoli in 5th place. Is Ancelotti still around? No.
Sacked him after 1 season.
If I've completed Spain, I can just go back. It'd be like I've never left.
Yeah.
That would be hilarious, wouldn't it? Hi guys, me again. So yeah, who knows? But yeah, he has been. I'm guessing he's been sacked. He's sacked. Yeah, only just 28th of May, a couple of days ago. That's mental. All right, so Napoli down in 5th place, missing me is what they were. They were like, we want the other bold guy back. That's what they said. So fair play. What about the Coppa Italia? Something else I struggled with last season. All runners up, but
lost in the final, didn't I? I thought I'd done it.
Yeah. As we mentioned, the Champions League final. Look who's in it.
Oh no.
Against Barcelona as well.
Yeah.
For Spain, this is amazing. Right, Coppa Italia though.
Yeah, they cost me. I cost them the league. They cost me the double.
Yeah.
So really, we cost each other the double.
Yeah, in extra time. Samuel Ricci, 100.
Absolutely gutted. I was absolutely gutted. I thought if I could do the double, I'm on my way out of Italy straight away.
Yeah, that's a tricky one.
Man, I'll be honest with you. I was disappointed I didn't get to where you were as well.
The Champions League.
I had such a good side. I thought I could go all the way here. I could go all the way.
Well, you were saying to me, weren't you? I think it could be us two in the final.
Yeah. If we didn't meet, I think we could have got to the final each. So I was disappointed I didn't get to the Champions League final.
Well, obviously, we would have seen it already, but earlier on in the season, score draw.
Yeah.
It's a very tight game as well. You went 1-0 up quite early on, and Vinicius Jr. did equalise. I got one before half-time. Jude Bellingham has been outstanding. Alisson got an own goal.
Worst thing I've done buying Alisson.
But Luis Gonzalez, 2 late-ish goals, equalised at the Bernabeu. So we did not face all the way through. You were actually eliminated in the semi-final of the in the Champions League quarter-final by AC Milan.
So they cost me the double. They also cost me getting into the Champions League as well.
Yeah. Who then went on in the semi-final and lost to yours truly.
Yeah. So that would have been semi-final between me and you there.
We would have faced each other in the semi-final. But
wouldn't that have been good? Wouldn't that have been good?
Nice also in the semi-final.
I couldn't believe that.
Your former club.
That was great, wasn't it?
Yeah. So it's weird how now all these stories are being woven.
Yeah.
How, you built Nice up quite a lot, reached the semi-final of the Champions League. Because I knocked out Leipzig, my old team. I was only there for a season, but they were still there.
Yes, I mean, there's four teams there.
Yeah. Okay. So goals-wise then, I mean, we know how much they scored in that competition, but 38 and 48, 28 and 49. Endrick got 27 and 14. He's now classed as your best player as well. You can understand why. So good stuff.
23 as well, Corey.
Yeah.
He's a hell of a good, isn't he?
I take it you're going to be staying put?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I've got to try and win that cup. So I've got a hell of a side. I'm not going to be disappointed if I lose the league.
No, as we said, cups are always difficult, more difficult than leagues.
You only got to lose the one game, innit? I lost 5 games in the league and I still won the league.
Yeah, so £81 million that you've got next season. Just out of curiosity, you could move to Manchester United, Atletico Madrid.
That one's like that, isn't it? Really?
Yeah, they're not very good.
No.
That's the trouble. They finished in 6th place. They're not amazing.
I mean, at the moment, when you look at that and sort of think what's possible of happening, I think to myself, better for me to stay and try and win the Italian Cup, or if you left Real Madrid because you've won everything, I'll take your job.
Yeah.
That's the only thing I think is worth
Wouldn't make you leaving. For.
Yeah.
Okay. Man United just seems to come up every year, don't they? They just sack somebody every single year. It's been ridiculous. The amount of different managers. That was Xavi, who he left. Where did he go? Imagine leaving the Man United job and going downhill and going to Spurs. Mental. Ruben Amorim was sacked though. Unai Emery left the manager's role. Zidane was sacked. There's some massive managers who got sacked.
Yeah.
Alright, Real Madrid. How did I get on this season? I know I'm in the Champions League final. That is still to come, as we said. But I didn't win the league. Did win the harder one, the Copa del Rey. Beat Atletico Madrid in the final, 4-1. So my Madrid rivals there. So that's fantastic. I'm buzzing. I've got that one out the way. I even went 1-0 down in that match as well. In the semi-final, I knocked out Barcelona.
I mean, that Barcelona's going to be the only team you have to beat in that league.
Yeah.
I mean, they hammered you, don't they, really? But looking at it, though, mate, you only lost 3 games? Oh, no, you lost 6 games.
I lost 6. They lost 1.
They only lost 1 game, yeah.
They are very... Top scorer of the league, though, Jude Bellingham. From centre midfield.
We could sense that from the first couple of games we watched to play.
Yeah. And if you don't believe it, look, centre mid. Centre mid, he played winger every now and then. But centre mid, he was getting hat-tricks. He was getting 2 goals. He did take penalties. I'll give him that. He scored 8 penalties, but still, that's unbelievable. How's he done that?
But that's, when you look at it, that's what's actually happening in real life, though, isn't it?
Yeah, he's scoring a lot of goals. So I've got the team to do it. I also have £146 million next summer to build a team big enough to win the league. But it's all down to the Champions League. And we thought we'd come back as we seen it right before, didn't we?
We don't know this. We've been waiting for this, haven't we?
We're going to see what happens. Rasmus Højlund is their striker. They got Leo Bada. They got Gavi, Gravenberg. They got a different side, but they've still got some of the big hitters. The lineup that I'm using is quite risky because both Bellingham and Buonanni needs a rest. We've got Vinicius Jr., who's only recommended 60 minutes a match. And I've also got Jared Brantwaite, who, again, needs a rest. But it's the final day of the season, lads. You just need to do this.
If you can't pull it out for the Champions League final, then there's something seriously wrong with it.
If you can stick your boots on and get on the field, we should be a goal. So
it's one of those things, isn't it? Do I really want you to win, or do I want Barcelona to win? After your stupid comment about bringing that manager going to Spurs now, fucking Barcelona to win.
You shouldn't have any allegiances to Spurs in this. You should have more allegiances to Glory Hunter. Right, let's see how I get on in the Champions League final. The final didn't start great for me as Rasmus Højlund, who looked offside, went through in 9 minutes to score a goal. And I then had a bad injury to Buonanni and had to take him off and bring on Dressel. We left it very late in the Champions League final in this really tight affair at the Stade de France, but Jude Bellingham finally found Dressel to take the game to extra time. But no goals were scored and it went to penalties, and Jude Bellingham stepped up and missed. Ronald Araujo for Barcelona was next, and he also missed. Vinicius Jr. slotted in with no mistake, as well as Christian Pulisic, who put Barcelona back level. But then Omega was next, and it was another missed penalty. Gavi put Barcelona in front, and we kept scoring to keep it within just one penalty, but we needed another big save from Courtois. But we were running out of chances, and that man Rasmus Højlund stepped up again to score and win the Champions League for Barcelona. A tough one to take, but it's hard to say they didn't deserve it. They've been excellent all season. I can't believe I lost on pens.
Especially against the one that you lost to, which was the winning penalty.
Rasmus bloody Højlund.
He was your thorn in the side all the way through, though, wasn't
He was dangerous for them. He was dangerous. Like,
Yeah.
nobody else really caused me anything,
No.
but yeah, that's a tough one to take.
Yeah, I mean, you look at the seasons really for us both, really. I mean, I won the league but lost the cup and got knocked out by
A rival.
So I look at it and think, I've had an half-decent season. And I think you've got to look at, you've won the hardest thing in Spain, I think, is the cup.
Yeah, I agree, yeah.
But you had the chance of winning the two big ones, really,
Yeah.
winning that league and you got to the final of the
It's
Champions
tough
League.
being
So,
in the league. I was nowhere near.
no. I mean, so I would think I'm a little bit more happy than what you are.
Yeah.
I think I'm going to be a bit, especially if it going to penalties.
Yeah.
You know, you took them on the day, and I think it could have gone either way, that one.
The late goal from Dressel as well, the
Yeah.
substitute coming on. I
Yeah.
thought, this is it. It's
Yeah.
written in the stars. And Jude missed his first penalty. I'm like, it's not written in the stars anymore. We're just literally praising him just before that. But yeah, I'm going to have a big summer, I guess, and look to see what I can do with the money that they've given me and see what I can potentially put up a fight against Barcelona next season. But it's a very eventful episode as it's been. More
definitely,
butterfly
yeah.
effects
Yeah.
for Glory Hunter. So that means we've got some trophies to add to our cabinets. So let's have a look at that. Unfortunately, no Champions League today, but at least I get to add the Copa del Rey to my Glory Hunter cabinet. Meanwhile, a very happy dad nails down the Serie A title with every intention of keeping just behind me going into season number 8.